Firefighters are battling a raging wildfire right now in Chelan County.
Crews are on edge right now, worried that the wind will whip up those flames overnight. So far, the Swakane fire has burned nearly 6,000 acres north of Wenatchee in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. KOMO 4's Shomari Stone joins us live from Wenatchee tonight with the very latest on this fire. Shomari, wow, look at that behind you. My goodness.
Absolutely. Good evening. First, let me tell you that this fire is not under control. It is 10% contained, and as you can see behind me, it is still active. Let me move out the way. About an hour ago, this brush and grass behind me flared up along Highway 97A. Just take a look at all those flames over there. Over 200 firefighters have been battling the blaze over the past 24 hours, and tonight, the fight continues. Orange flames and thick black smoke cover the skyline close to a quarter of a mile away from Highway 97A. Firefighters monitor the blaze as it burns grass and brush. East Wenatchee resident Lori Gibbons pulled over.
We were kind of concerned to make sure that we could get back home, but we wanted to pull over and get some pictures of it.
Firefighters launched an aerial attack with 5 helicopters dropping gallons of water on the flames. The hillsides on some parts of Swakane Canyon continue to light up in the hot, dry weather. The wind causes the grass and brush fire to grow, at times rapidly spreading in all directions. Close to 6,000 acres covering approximately 7 miles have burned, and it's only 10% contained. Wes Childress and his wife live across Highway 97A. They're ready to leave at any minute.
We've been concerned. We've got the boat loaded up and our stuff out of the trailer ready to hit the road.
How does this make you feel?
Well, uncomfortable because, you know, it's right next to home.
Around 70 homes are under level 1 evacuations, meaning people need to be prepared to leave when fire officials order them to do so. State Patrol closed Highway 97A when flames jumped the roadway, but reopened it when firefighters got it under control. Niall Horner drenches the neighborhood's perimeter.
Just as a precaution, just to keep the fire from coming down here, any sparks or anything. It's not anything. It's just to help out.
This grass is perfect fuel for the fire. You can see how dry it is. Now, ash is covering parts of the hillside, but there are still areas that have not been touched. For example, right here, you can see that it's still dry over here, and if a hot ember landed on it, this could become a hot spot.
The dry grass and shrubs are very flammable. They ignite easily, and the fire can move quickly, particularly when it's blown by strong winds.
Absolutely, and speaking of those strong winds, firefighters expect 10 to 15 mile per hour winds with 25 mile per hour gusts overnight. You're looking at a live picture of the fire, and there are 40 firefighters working tonight. They're called the hot shots, described that way because they are very organized and they are described as the best. Now, I just want to point this out real quick. Birch Mountain Road is closed at the end of the blacktop, and Nananum is closed around 7 miles north of Highway 2. It's important to point out real quick that if you're under the level 1 or level 2 evacuations, the best thing you can do is just remain calm, be prepared, monitor the news, go to KOMOnews.com and just make sure that you know exactly what's going on. Live here in Wenatchee, I'm Shomari Stone, KOMO 4 News.
Now to a developing story we've been following for you all morning. The fight to hold off the flare-ups of a wildfire burning near Wenatchee. That fire's already burned nearly 6,000 acres and put people in 70 homes on notice that they might need to get out in a hurry. KOMO 4's Shomari Stone is with those crews and joins us live with an update on the firefight. Shomari?
That's right. Fire officials tell me that the fire is 10% contained. South Wenatchee is under control, but firefighters are now battling the blaze in northeast Wenatchee. Take a look behind me. These flare-ups are happening literally. This one happened within the past few minutes. It's incredibly dry and windy out here. You can take a look at this mountainside, and this smoke is covering Highway 97A. A fire suddenly flares up along Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Our cameras rolling. Cars and trucks slow down as they drive through the thick smoke. Firefighters rush to the scene and monitor the hot spot. You see, in this area, this was perfect fuel for the fire. It was dry, it wasn't burning, and then all of a sudden, an ember from another part of the fire, the brush fire, landed right over here, and there you go. You can see it started over here and then went up the entire hillside. It is very smoky out here. If I walk back, I'm sure it's very difficult to see me. And these drivers, they're going through all this smoke. The roadway is still open, and officials are deciding whether to close parts of Highway 97A. they'll have to reassess the situation. Imagine driving through all this smoke and this fire right in this particular area. This hot spot continues to spread up the mountain. Swirling wind turns it back away from the roadway.
It is. This is a very serious wind event today. The National Weather Service has called what's a red flag warning for strong erratic winds and dry conditions. It's very serious.
So dangerous that early Monday morning, the fire sparked another hot spot. Orange flames and thick smoke moved close to Highway 97A. Close to 6,000 acres covering approximately 7 miles have burned. As this wind continues to swirl with the approximately 15-mile-per-hour gust, you have an ember. That ember could be hot.
I slept with my clothes on because it was getting so close to the house. I didn't know if I'd have to fight a fire or not.
Robert Breeden worried the fire would jump the roadway and destroy his house.
What was going through your mind in terms of your home?
Well, when a tree or grass goes up like that, the cinders carry for miles, and on my deck are lots of cinders still from the fire, and so I was more concerned about the wind blowing in my direction.
Firefighters did an excellent job of cutting the brush, fuel for the fire. Breeden's relieved.
I saw a lot of help out on the road, fire departments and fire crews, and they kept things under control.
That's right, firefighters are doing an excellent job. You're now looking at a live picture of Highway 97A. You can see that a smoky haze is beginning to go over the roadway. 200 firefighters are battling the blaze in the northeast. Residents in that area are under a level 1 evacuation. Now, it's important to point out there's no need to panic. Firefighters say that under this level 1 evacuation, you need to just be prepared, ready to go if you're ordered to do so. Live here in Wenatchee. Back to you, Molly.
All right, Shomari, thanks for the update. Dozens of families might have to clear out in a hurry if a wildfire near Wenatchee closes in.
Fire crews working around the clock to get a handle on things. Right now, a big-time challenge. Let's get out to Shomari Stone with an update. Hi, Shomari.
Hi, you guys. Right now, literally, I would say within the last 5 minutes, an ember came down from this hillside. We were along Highway 97A and sparked this fire right here. Now, what is the significance of this? Let me explain. Firefighters are battling right now in the northeast. Residents there are under a level 1 evacuation, but here's what happens. So they're concentrating over there. You got crews down here as well that are having to battle fires like this one right here. The concern is that if you move a little to the left, you see all that fuel, you see all that grass and brush. That grass and brush could catch on fire depending on the direction of the wind and could spread across Highway 97A. You see those drivers right there? Well, anything could happen. They could be driving through the smoke and get in an accident. This is another reason why you have to be incredibly careful. You see, it continues to spread right here. That bush is catching on fire. Once again, residents in the northeast are under a level 1 evacuation. No reason to panic. Just be prepared and ready to leave if firefighters order you to do so. Firefighters have done an excellent job of controlling this fire. Live here in Wenatchee with this developing story, I'm Shomari Stone, KOMO 4 News.
A good example of how quickly things can change there, Shomari. Thank you.